Hello, how are you? I hope you're fine this morning. I'm teacher Mswenje Priska, and today I'm with you, the JSS students. Today I'm still talking about bridges without rivers. Now I've skipped one story before I can proceed with the previous one. When we talked last, we were talking about game over, and I hope you still remember Mugeni and the endeavors in the park. Now, today we are going to talk about Bridges Without Rivers, a story written by Professor Timothy Arege. This story runs from page 22 to 30. Have you subscribed to this channel? Please subscribe to Edutainment for Us, a channel that focuses on offering education and other related content that you would actually learn a lot from. Thank you for being my lovely subscriber. It's because of you that I keep sharing this content. As a student in JSS, I believe you now bought Bridges Without Rivers and you're reading through the stories. Now today, as we talk about Bridges Without Rivers, I want us to follow the story sequence or the plot. What is this story about? Now, when we read this story, we'll meet a character known as Babito. Babito is the main character. We focus on him because he was the chief campaigner of the current member of parliament of his village. Now, this man, Babito, introduces another stranger called Mr. Bohari to his people. And when he introduces him, he is aiming to have this man voted in as the MP so that he changes his village. He had seen the previous MP and realized that he was not actually doing some things that the citizens wished. Does this man do what is expected? Do the people vote him in? Okay, so as we read the story, we realize that the citizens embrace this stranger. Regardless of not knowing him, they accept to vote for him. And they vote for him because Babito brought him to this man to them. And they believed that he would change the society as he had promised. Now, Bohari had promised that the roads would be the best. That even though some people had not used an aeroplane before, but whenever they would ride or drive on these roads, they would have a feeling of an aeroplane flying in airs. Now, it's funny that that does not happen. When he is voted in, he neglects or rather forgets his village and disregards any call from any villager, including Babito. Now, the roads are now impassable and citizens or villagers decide to plant banana suckers in the midst, so that now children are seen singing campaign songs that their parents had sung during election time. And these children sing these songs so that we can see the mockery, the kind of irony that people thought change would happen and it has not happened. Now, Babito is very sad. He mourns the current situation when he's walking and triples and falls. He even hurts his leg and there's blood that can be seen as he walks on this dusty road. He is very lonely and he is quite disappointed in the face of humiliation because he believes he deserves this scorning that the villagers always do. You know, villagers are trying to tell him to plead with the MP to come and help them. But now he's a frustrated man. He even regrets why he had to mislead the villagers by making them believe Bohari would do something. You know, he didn't know that Bohari would do this. He falls for masculinity. Do you know what masculinity is? Masculinity is where you believe that a man cannot do some things, like you believe you can't cry, like you believe a man cannot play some games, maybe a man cannot cook. Such is an aspect of patriarchal society or masculinity. So Babito is a strong holder of that. And he thinks it's very wrong, even when you've done anything bad, or if you went wrong, to openly accept before the people. So he just swallows his pride and he cannot actually say that he's sorry. Now, he misses a meal the whole day because he went to see the MP. Unfortunately, he did not find him after walking all the way. When he arrives home, he realizes he did not find the MP. On reaching at home, he is very angry and he's thirsty. Now, he expects that he will just sit, then the wife will bring him some water and even food. But when he arrives home, it's unfortunate. The wife is not even there. It seems the home is deserted. We are told in the book that smoke was a signal to show that life was moving on. But when he arrived home this evening, there was no smoke. So he goes to the kitchen, and when he dips his container in the pot, there is no water. It goes up to the very end of the pot, and he realizes things are not working. Now, after some time, Roda comes back, but it's now dark, with a bucket which is only half full of water. Now remember, this man is tired, he has trekked the whole day, he wants to bathe, and then he should now eat and sleep. Unfortunately, the water can only serve one purpose. He should choose between bathing and eating. What would you choose if you are the one? Would you prefer to sleep hungry but bathe so that your body is relaxed? Or would you rather miss bathing and then you eat? You can imagine what Babito chose. Guess what? What did he choose? Now, in this book, we realize that Babito chooses that he would rather eat, and then later, or the next day rather, he would eat. Because now, remember, Roda went with other women the whole day very far to get water. And when they got water, it was very little. They had to share. At first, Babito was so annoyed at what the wife is telling him. But then he understood. Now, Roda calmly allows him to make a choice, and Babito chooses food. Now, even as he eats the food, he realizes that the food is not as tasty as it used to be. Now, he accepts that indeed the MP had promised them bridges without rivers. Now, you understand now the title, okay? Yeah. All right, so I want you to think about the setting of this story. This story is socially, when you look at the society, it's a society that is developing. And so that's why you see women are still underscored, unlike men, you know. Like, men matter more than women in this society. It is also a rural setting. That's why people walk a distance to get water. And then politically, we can see it's backward. The MP has neglected the people, and they had no option of choosing someone from within. They had to pick someone from very far. We also see that it revolves at a time after election, a day and evening. Geographically, we are in a village that is surrounded by valleys and hills, and the environment is a semi-desert. When you look at characters and characterization, you see Babito is the main character. Babito is a bit gullible, G-U-L-L-I-B-L-E. When we talk about gullible people, they can easily be fooled. Now we see that Babito was easily fooled by Bohari when he promised that he will bring changes. And so he actually trusted that this man will replace the incumbent MP that had been serving in his village. He's also emotional or temperamental. Temperamental because we can see that when he comes back home, he shouts, "Roda!" You know, he calls out loudly on page 27. He also says agitatedly, "You know, at times I don't understand you." When you look at page 27, you will see how Babito addresses Roda. Roda is so tired having gone to look for water. But when she comes, she is so calm. But Babito tries to shout at her. He is a male chauvinistic character. We can see that as a boy, he believes as a boy it's a taboo to cry, yeah, even in the most difficult circumstances. Do you think you cannot cry when things are so hard because you're a boy? What about the girls? What do you think? Should a boy cry even when the things are at the hardest moment? Okay, you can think about it. He is also a male chauvinistic because he speaks agitedly to Roda, who is so calm. He feels that the wife is changing because she, according to him, Roda no longer cares. But in reality, we know she does. We also see that he does not understand why the wife had spent the whole day at the river, then comes home empty-handed. When you look at page 28, that's a question he asks himself. It became clear to Babito that his wife had done the best after actually realizing what the reality is on the ground. But as a man, he could not congratulate her openly. Can you appreciate a girl who does the best in your class or your sister at home if you're a boy? Okay. We can also see that he is convincing or persuasive. He is able to convince villagers to vote Bohari as a stranger. Now let's talk about Bohari. Bohari is the current MP. The stranger was brought by Babito to his people in the village. He is a negligent man because he does not fix the roads as he had promised the citizens. They are now impassable and unusable. If you become an MP, so you can see Bohari is negligent. Why? He fails to fulfill the needs of the citizens who are under him. He does not even visit his people after votes. We see the citizens complaining that his phone is always off, and whenever they call, someone answers them that the number on the subscriber cannot be reached. So they are now complaining and saying that he should at least hire their own daughter so that the daughter answers calls instead of a stranger who tells them that. Yeah. You can even see he does not receive Babito's calls, and he's not even available. People have to trek long distances to look for water. He is very selfish. He is selfish because he amasses wealth through his position, but he does not have the interest of the villagers at heart. He's unappreciative, yeah? Have you ever seen that person who eats and after they are full, they just walk away? They don't even say thank you. That is actually what Bohari is. He does not appreciate that the citizens voted him as a stranger and is now an MP in the village. He just deserts them and he cannot be reached on phone. He does not even receive Babito's call, and when Babito goes to his home, he cannot find him. Yet he was the chief campaigner. Do you know what it means by being a chief campaigner? To some people, it would mean sometimes you spend all the time there, you go convincing people. Yeah, he's also pretentious. Pretentious because when he was looking for votes, when he was seeking votes, what did he tell the citizens? He said that he would make the roads very passable. The roads would be almost like, as suitable as, and people could use them and feel like they're in an aeroplane. But after he becomes a leader, what does he do? He forgets about it. So that pleasure of traveling in an aeroplane is not there for the citizens, as you check on page 23. What about Roda? Roda is a hardworking or zealous lady. We can actually see her trekking miles to find water and comes back with at least half a bucket. When Babito complains of his tired body, she sees her. He realizes that he is complaining, but the wife is very active, working without showing signs of having been working at all. Roda is also calm. Babito shouts at her, but she responds calmly, as you check on page 27. Roda has struggled to bring water, and when Babito asks for food and demands that he must bathe, She explained the situation calmly and tells him that he can choose to bathe, then tomorrow they'll get water and prepare food, indicating that she would just go for more water in the morning. When we look at villagers, we realize that they are gullible, Gullible. Just like Babito himself, they are easily fooled by these strangers' words and vote him in. They trust this stranger because of the soft words he offers to them.